Welcome back to the channel, friends. Peacekeepers in Ukraine? Hundreds of thousands of drones on the way? And yes, you heard that right. Russia is recruiting Chinese fighters with TikTok-style propaganda. The war in Ukraine is entering a new and dangerous phase. Let's break it all down. This week, Europe has stepped up in a big way. The United Kingdom just announced $450 million in military support for Ukraine, with $350 million allocated this year alone. This package, supported by Norway and coordinated through NATO, includes radar systems, anti-tank mines, repairs to frontline equipment, and, perhaps most notably, hundreds of thousands of drones. Not only does this boost our defense, but it signals one thing loud and clear. Kyiv will not be left to stand alone. But there's more, and it's even more ambitious. At the 27th meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, co-hosted by the UK and Germany at NATO headquarters, Defense Secretary John Healey floated a radical proposal, placing foreign peacekeeping troops on Ukrainian soil under a future peace agreement with Russia. The idea? A European-led force could help deter Moscow from breaking any settlement, while giving our troops time to regroup, rebuild, and rotate off the front lines. Now let's be clear, this isn't happening tomorrow. And yes, it's already triggering outrage from Moscow, which sees any foreign troop presence in Ukraine as a red line. But from our side, it's a crucial discussion. If the West is serious about a just peace, not a frozen conflict, it must prepare not just to arm us, but to secure the aftermath. And what about the United States? While it's no longer leading these meetings under a Trump administration that favors rapprochement with Moscow, U.S. weapons and strategic backing remain irreplaceable. That's why the resignation of U.S. Ambassador Brink is significant. She was one of Ukraine's strongest advocates in Washington. Her departure, especially amid White House pressure for a quick ceasefire, underscores how much diplomacy is shifting behind the scenes. Now, let's pivot to something truly disturbing. Russia is using slick, influencer-style videos to recruit Chinese nationals to fight in Ukraine. These aren't just propaganda clips. They're targeted appeals promising money, masculinity, and a bizarre form of adventure tourism. And it's working. President Zelensky confirmed the capture of 2 Chinese fighters in Donetsk, along with over 150 others reportedly fighting for Russia. It's more than just a weird side story. It's part of a broader trend. According to U.S. Admiral Samuel Paparo, China has provided 70% of machine tools and 90% of legacy chips, helping Russia rebuild its war machine. In exchange, Russia may be sharing sensitive submarine technology and military expertise. North Korea, too, is deep in this axis of autocracy. So what does this mean for us? It means that Ukraine is no longer just fighting Russia. We are holding the line against a growing, coordinated bloc of authoritarian regimes, Russia, China, and North Korea, each feeding off the war to fuel their own ambitions. Meanwhile, on the ground, Moscow claims to have taken Zhuravka in Sumy Oblast. While Ukrainian officials haven't confirmed the loss, they do report intensified enemy activity along the northern border. Once again, Russia is testing our lines and probing for weakness. But amidst the grim headlines and geopolitical maneuvering, a powerful moment of humanity took place in Lviv. Prince Harry, yes, the Duke of Sussex himself, made a quiet yet profoundly meaningful visit to the Superhumans Center, Ukraine's leading facility for treating and rehabilitating those wounded by war. There, he met with amputees, veterans, and even children who have suffered life-altering injuries due to Russia's relentless aggression. Let's not forget, Harry served a decade in the British Army, including 2 tours in Afghanistan. He understands, firsthand, the trauma of war and the long road to healing. That experience clearly shaped his deep connection with wounded servicemen and women, which is now carried forward through the Invictus Games Foundation. He wasn't alone in Lviv. He brought with him 4 veterans who faced similar challenges, a gesture that brought not only support, but solidarity and hope. This visit wasn't a publicity stunt. It wasn't a political statement. It was a genuine act of empathy from someone who knows what it means to serve, to hurt, and to heal. And for that, we Ukrainians are deeply grateful. Prince Harry reminded the world that behind every frontline update and drone strike are real people, real heroes, rebuilding their lives with dignity and courage. So, to Prince Harry and to every member of the Invictus team who walked through the doors of the Superhumans Center, thank you. Your presence matters, your support gives strength, and your belief in our people uplifts us in this fight. So, where does this leave us? With renewed support from Europe, an evolving diplomatic landscape, and growing threats from beyond Russia, Ukraine is entering a critical chapter in this war. Peace talks may come, but we must ensure they are not at the expense of our sovereignty, justice, or security. Victory is not just about battlefield gains, it's about shaping a post-war future that keeps Ukraine free, strong, and indivisible. And that future depends on staying vigilant, unified, and supported by the democratic world. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and stay with us as we continue tracking the most important developments in Ukraine and beyond. Glory to Ukraine.